Welcome to Chapter 4. Proper citation is crucial for academic integrity and credibility. Today, we'll master the technical aspects of citing sources in APA and ASA styles, the two most common formats in social and behavioral science. Getting citations right shows attention to detail and prevents plagiarism issues. Citations aren't just bureaucratic requirements, they serve importantly scholarly functions. They give credit where it's due, help readers verify and extend your work, and show the breadth of the research. The two-part system means every source is mentioned twice, briefly in your text and fully in your reference list. Small mistakes happen, but consistent, careful citation practices mark you as a serious researcher. The APA, American Psychological Association style, dominates psychology and education, while ASA is standard in sociology. The differences seem small, but matter to professors and journal editors. APA uses ampersands between authors, ASA uses and APA puts publication years in parentheses. ASA integrates them differently. My suggestion is always check your syllabus, ask your instructor, or look at the most recent version of APA and ASA style online. APA's author date method puts the author's last name and publication year in parentheses. Notice the ampersand between authors. That is APA style. For multiple authors, you write out all names the first time, then use et al. For subsequent citations. This saves space while still giving full credit initially. The period always goes after the citation, not before. These special cases show APA's flexibility. Groups can be authors when no individual is listed. Always include page numbers for direct quotes. PP period for multiple pages, P period for single pages. When citing multiple sources, list them alphabetically and separate with semicolons. Sometimes you want to emphasize the authors by making them the subject of your sentence rather than hiding them in parentheses. ASA is similar to APA, but notice the subtle differences. There is no comma before the year, and instead of ampersand between authors and no comma in et al. These small differences matter to professors and journals. The logic is the same as APA. Give credit and help readers find sources, but the formatting may be slightly different. ASA special cases follow the same logic as APA, but with different punctuation. Notice the colon before page numbers instead of PP. This is a sociology convention. Multiple sources still get semicolons between them, but each individual citation follows ASA format with and instead of ampersands. APA reference lists provide complete information for finding sources. Notice the hanging indent, second and subsequent lines are indented. Journal titles are italicized, article titles are not. Volume numbers are italicized, issue numbers in parentheses are not. DOIs, which are digital object identifiers, help readers find articles online. The format looks complex, but it follows consistent patterns once you learn them. Also, add in hypertext if your instructor insists that you do that. And also make sure that the APA ASA version you are using is approved by your instructor. ASA references look quite different from APA. Authors get full names instead of initials. Sociology has always valued this personal touch. However, I believe in the most recent, it does not. The year comes right after the author name, not at the end. Article titles go in quotation marks. The volume issue format is more compact. Both styles provide the same information, but they organize it differently. Electronic sources follow the same basic pattern as print sources but add retrieval information. It's important to make sure that whether you use APA or ASA, how do they ask that it is done for retrievable information or retrieval dates. Both styles typically prefer DOIs over URLs when available because DOIs are permanent. Notice there is no period after the URL. Periods will interfere with the function of the link. Common citation mistakes cost students points. The most serious error is inconsistency, so mixing styles within one paper. Every source mentioned in your text must appear in your reference list and vice versa. Pay attention to small details like punctuation and spelling of author names. When you quote directly, always use page numbers. It is required and helps the reader and your instructor find the specific passage. Reference management software can save you huge amounts of time, especially for large projects. The tools can automatically format citations and switch between styles with one click. They are not perfect, so always review the output for accuracy. Good citation habits start during your research phase. Keep complete bibliographic information for every source. Don't assume you'll remember details later. As you write, cite it as you go rather than trying to add citations afterwards. Before submitting, always cross-check your in-text citations against your reference list to ensure they match perfectly. Let's start with realistic sources you might use in a college stress paper. Try writing both the APA and ASA versions to see if differences exist. Pay attention to how you handle the group author, American College Health Association, and multiple authors. This exercise covers the most common citation scenarios that you will encounter. Mastering citations takes practice, but the patterns become automatic with repetition. Remember that consistency matters more than perfection, but accuracy builds your credibility as a researcher. Use all the tools available to you, but double check that their output is correct. Good citation practices protect you from plagiarism issues and show respect for other scholars' work. Next week, we'll learn how to write clear, testable research hypotheses and questions that guide your empirical research.